She's pregnant. That's why I need you to agree to a divorce.
She? You mean the woman you've been cheating on me with? Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, I don't really like calling it cheating anymore. I mean, now it's serious. I love her. So I'd appreciate it if you stopped referring to it that way. And because of that, I'm asking you for a divorce.
Sure, I've already prepared the divorce papers. They're on the table in the living room.
What?
Also, I'm going to stay at my parents' house for the time being. We'll discuss custody and the division of assets another day. Isabel, who's only 5 and cries when I'm not around, is coming with me.
Oh,
I'll be contacting a lawyer soon. In the meantime, I'd appreciate your patience while I work things out. Goodbye.
Wait, hold on! You're cold, Chelsea. Completely heartless. I always knew you were like that, but I didn't think you'd be this bad. I'm honestly disappointed in you.
Oh, really? You're the one who's a married man with 3 kids, yet you fell for someone 25 years younger than you, went behind my back, and now you've even gotten her pregnant. And you think I'm the disappointing one? The audacity. I didn't think someone as pathetic as you would have the nerve to feel disappointed in me.
What? I'm not pathetic. Don't call me that. Look, I did what I had to do. A child's involved now. As a man, I'm taking responsibility for my actions. That's the right thing to do.
So you think just because you're taking responsibility, you're not a disappointment? Well, don't forget this. You already have 3 kids. You have had those responsibilities as their father long before this mess. Try not to conveniently overlook that fact, will you?
Well?
If you want to think of yourself as some honorable man for stepping up now, go ahead and pat yourself on the back. But just know this, no matter how you choose to see yourself, you better not forget the responsibilities you have as a father to all your children. You owe them that much.
Hey, Chelsea, what the hell are you playing at? Why did you only take Sarah with you to your parents' place? What's the meaning of this?
What do you mean, what's the meaning of this?
You know what I mean. You didn't just have Sarah. You also have Steve and Stan, our 2 sons. Why didn't you take them with you, too?
Well, that's simple. Sarah is my child.
What? Then what about Steve and Stan? Why wouldn't you take them, too? You're over here lecturing me about being a father and taking responsibility, but you're not doing your part as their mother.
I'm not their mother. Steve and Stan aren't my kids.
What are you talking about?
Those 2 boys are from your previous marriage with Gia. You divorced her 10 years ago, remember? And I never adopted them, legally or otherwise. Given that we're getting a divorce, it's obvious that the only child I have any responsibility for is Sarah, who I gave birth to.
But...
Besides, Steve and Stan have made it clear they don't see me as their mother. In fact, they outright dislike me. They've never treated me with even a shred of respect or warmth these past 6 years. They couldn't care less about me and have always been distant. Let's not pretend otherwise.
They're teenagers! They're just going through a rebellious phase! What do you expect?
Sure, I considered that possibility for a while. I even gave it time. But 6 years and nothing has changed. It's been long enough. Honestly, I've reached my limit. And more importantly, they're 16 and 15 now. They are old enough to make their own choices. And they've made it clear. They don't want to come with me. They said as much.
Wait, when did they tell you that?
In the last few days, while you were busy staying over at your mistress's place, I told them I was leaving and asked them to decide if they wanted to come with me. Their answer was a firm no. It wasn't surprising, honestly. I knew how they felt, but I wanted to give them the option anyway.
Damn it! If only I'd come home yesterday, maybe I could have done something.
It doesn't matter. If you're worried about custody, go talk to their biological mother, Gia. She's the one who gave birth to them.
Gia? She's broke. Even if she wanted custody, she couldn't support them. Her life's a mess.
And that's your problem, not mine.
Come on, Chelsea. I'm begging you. Take Steve and Stan with you. I can't have them around while I'm trying to start a new life with my new wife. It'll ruin everything.
You are unbelievable. You have the gall to ask for a favor after all this? You want me to make things easier for you while you're playing house with your new wife? Get real. Oh, and by the way, I'll be filing a claim for alimony soon.
Alimony?
What, did you think you could just cheat, ruin our marriage, and get away without paying a cent? That's not how this works. And don't forget, you'll also be paying child support for Sarah.
But I have a baby on the way. This isn't fair. I have expenses.
Well, I guess you'll just have to figure it out. That's what it means to take responsibility as a man and a father. No complaints, right?
Hey, Chelsea.
Oh, Steve? Oh, it's rare to get a message from you. And being called by my name. How many years has it been since that last happened?
Well...
Oh, you can stick with calling me you like before. Since the divorce with your father is finalized, I won't hold it against you, at least for now.
Yeah, okay.
So what's the matter?
It's just, I need some advice. Or maybe more like, I don't even know what to do in a situation like this. Out of all the adults I know, you're the only one who might give me a straight answer.
What happened?
It's Dad. He's telling Seth and me to leave.
Excuse me?
He says having us around makes it hard for him to bring her, his girlfriend, the woman he cheated with, into the house. He told us to quit school, find jobs, and live on our own. He even suggested that if we didn't like that idea, we should beg you to take us in and live with you instead.
Unbelievable. He still hasn't changed one bit. Still as irresponsible as ever.
Yeah, well, Stan and we talked about it. And honestly, neither of us feels comfortable relying on you for help. We know you've taken care of us for the last 6 years as a stand-in mom, and we do appreciate it, but our real mom is the one who gave birth to us. That hasn't changed.
That's completely fine. Back when Sarah and I left the house, you both were very honest about how you felt. I know it wasn't easy for you to say all that to me, and though it doesn't erase the past, I've come to terms with it.
Thanks. Anyway, Stan and I talked it over, and we were thinking about reaching out to our real mom.
Your real mom?
Yeah, it's a long shot, but we haven't seen her in 6 years. Back then, we didn't even have our own phones, so we don't know how to contact her now.
6 years ago, that's when your dad and I got married, right?
Yeah, and when I asked Dad about it, he refused to give me her contact info.
He probably can't. I only found out about this after Sarah was born, but did you know your dad was at fault in the divorce with your mom 10 years ago?
Yeah, I heard from relatives that it was because of Dad's cheating. But since Mom was dealing with health problems and didn't have much financial stability, she couldn't get custody of us.
That's right.
I also remember hearing you went to the same university as her.
That's true, though she graduated before I enrolled, so we never actually met.
If there's any chance you know how to reach her, could you let me know? If we could just get in touch with her, Stan and I will handle the rest ourselves.
All right, give me a little time, okay? I'll have to contact a few people to see if there's a way to reach her. And, Steve, you know how things are nowadays. Sharing someone's personal information without their consent is not allowed. Even if it's your mom, I'll need her permission before I pass anything along.
Yeah, that makes sense.
once I've figured something out, I'll let you know by Saturday morning, regardless of the outcome.
Got it.
Steve, I got in touch with your mom.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, I reached out to one of our university professors who happened to have her contact information. Your mom called me back, and she has a message for you and Stan.
What is it?
She's willing to meet you both tomorrow. She'll be waiting near the ticket gates at B Station at 1 p.m.
She's really going to see us?
It seems so. It's been 6 years after all. She told me she wants to talk in person before deciding whether to share her contact info and update you on her life. As for how to recognize her, she said she'll be wearing a light blue scarf.
Got it!
Good. The rest is up to you. Take care of things from here.
Chelsea?
Thank
you.
You're welcome. Yes? What's this about?
What did you say to Steve and Stan?
What do you mean?
They finally moved out recently, and I thought I'd finally get to enjoy my new married life with her. But now their mother has filed for a change in custody. I reached out to Steve, and he said he and Stan have decided to live with their mom.
Oh, is that so? And now you're... what, angry? Panicking? Whatever your emotions are, why are you coming to me with complaints?
You knew they were planning to go live with her, didn't you?
Well, I might have heard something along those lines in passing, but from what I understand, the boys thought long and hard about their future and they decided to turn to their biological mother. She accepted them, which is good for everyone, right? Meanwhile, you got exactly what you wanted, a house with just the people you choose to live under one roof with. What's the problem?
It's the child support! I'm already paying for Sarah, and now I'll have to pay for Steve and Stan, too! Even if it's only for a few more years, this doubles my financial burden! That's why I told them to quit high school and get jobs to support themselves!
You are unbelievable.
What?
Steve and Stan made the right choice. Living with their mom will be far better for them.
Wait a minute!
As for Sarah, the child I gave birth to, I'll raise her properly and ensure she grows up happy and healthy.
But about the child support! Isn't there a way to reduce the amount? My parents are in a nursing home. I can't even turn to them for help.
And what happened to taking responsibility as a father?
Well, I mean...
You need to fulfill your minimum obligations as a father. That's your duty. Anyway, I think we're done here.
Wait, hold on!
Goodbye. The custody battle over Steve and Stan dragged on for several grueling months, stretching everyone's patience and emotional limits. The courtroom was often tense, full of heated testimonies and complicated legal arguments. But in the end, the verdict was clear. Custody of the boys was awarded to their biological mother. It was more than just a legal victory. It marked a significant, long-overdue turning point in Steve and Stan's lives. For years, they had lived in a house full of emotional neglect and instability, and now, finally, they were being given a chance at something better. Several factors had contributed to this outcome, but none more decisive than their father, Matt's, consistent pattern of irresponsibility and the impressive growth their mother had demonstrated since their divorce. Matt's history was laid bare in court, revealing not only a lack of involvement in his sons' lives, but also a disturbing level of self-centeredness. One of the most damning moments came when the court reviewed past statements Matt had made, statements where he openly suggested that Steve and Stan should drop out of school and start supporting themselves financially. He claimed he needed to focus on his new relationship and didn't have the time or resources to deal with the demands of parenting. These remarks were shocking. They painted a picture of a man more invested in his own comfort than the welfare of his children. The court was not blind to the emotional neglect and lack of structure that Steve and Stan had suffered under their father's care. Furthermore, Matt's behavior during the trial only solidified the court's opinion of him. He deflected blame, failed to take accountability for his decisions, and repeatedly made dismissive comments that reflected just how little he understood, or cared about, the consequences of his actions. In stark contrast, their biological mother had evolved into a symbol of determination and redemption. She had lost custody years ago due to a combination of health struggles and financial instability. At the time, she was not in a position to provide a safe or secure environment for her children, but over the years she worked diligently to rebuild her life. By the time the custody hearings began, she was in excellent health, financially independent, and living in a stable, nurturing home. She came to court prepared, with documentation of her job, her home, and the steps she had taken to improve her situation. More importantly, she spoke with sincerity and love, showing deep concern for her son's emotional well-being. It was clear that she wasn't simply trying to win a legal battle. She was trying to make amends and offer her sons the stability and affection they had lacked for so long. Equally impactful was the testimony of Steve and Stan themselves. Now teenagers, they were old enough for their voices to carry weight in court. Both expressed a strong desire to live with their mother. They spoke about how much more seen and valued they felt in the brief visits they had shared with her compared to their everyday life with Matt. They described how he had prioritized his new partner over them, how he rarely attended their school events or even asked about their day. Their voices cracked with emotion, and it was impossible not to feel the truth in their words. With all these factors, the court had little hesitation in awarding full custody to their mother. For Steve and Stan, it was a chance to begin again, to heal, grow, and experience a kind of love and attention they had long been denied. But while this was a victory for the boys and their mother, the ruling spelled disaster for Matt. He was ordered to pay over $1,000 a month in child support for Steve and Stan. This was on top of what he was already paying for Sarah, his daughter from his marriage to me. The financial strain quickly began to close in on him. At first, Matt tried to downplay it. He believed he could handle the added pressure, that it would all work itself out, but reality hit hard and fast. His new wife, the very woman he had left me for, was not nearly as supportive or understanding as he had hoped. Their relationship, once full of excitement and stolen moments, began to crack under the weight of everyday financial stress. They fought often, the romance fading quickly as the bills piled up. She hadn't expected to live paycheck to paycheck, constantly worrying about child support and legal fees. Her patience wore thin. Eventually, she filed for divorce. Less than a year into their marriage, she took full custody of their child and left Matt to deal with the mess. The neighbors, once buzzing with gossip about their affair, now openly criticized the situation. Matt's once proud image had crumbled. Now responsible for child support for 4 children across 2 failed marriages, Matt's financial situation became dire. He was forced to take on multiple jobs, working day shifts, night shifts, weekends, anything he could find. His health declined and the stress became unbearable. The man who once paraded his new life as an upgrade now appeared worn down and bitter, a hollow version of himself. Meanwhile, Steve and Stan began to thrive. With their mother, they found consistency, affection, and encouragement. They were no longer invisible. Their grades improved, and they became more social, and more importantly, they were happy. Their home was not extravagant, but it was filled with warmth. Their mother supported their dreams, listened to their concerns, and gave them the emotional foundation they had been missing. As for me, I focused on raising Sarah, who remained my priority. I kept a respectful distance from the situation with Steve and Stan, but I was deeply relieved to know they were safe and cared for. Occasionally, I would hear about Matt through friends or mutual acquaintances. The updates were always bleak. More work, more debt, more isolation. He had burned bridges with everyone who had once cared about him. In the community, Matt became somewhat of a cautionary tale. People whispered about his downfall, not with sympathy, but with a kind of knowing acknowledgement. He had made his choices, and now he was living with the consequences. The man who once seemed so confident and untouchable was now reduced to scraping by, doing whatever it took to fulfill his obligations. Steve and Stan never asked about him. It was as if they had closed that chapter entirely, choosing to move forward without the weight of their past. Their mother made sure they had the support they needed, both academically and emotionally. Slowly, the scars left by their father's neglect began to fade. As for Matt, redemption, if it ever came, would be a long and lonely road. He had betrayed too many people and placed his own desires above the well-being of those he was meant to protect. Now he was left to reckon with what remained, a mountain of debt, broken relationships, and the absence of the children who had once called him Dad. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.